There's a quote often misattributed to Martin Luther, but is actually from a woman named Elizabeth Rundle Charles that captures this quite well. She says, "If I profess with the loudest voice and clearest exposition every portion of the truth of God, except precisely that little point which the world and the devil are at that moment attacking, then I am not confessing Christ, however boldly I may be professing Christ. Where the battle rages, the loyalty of the soldier is proved. And to be steady on all the battlefield besides is mere flight and disgrace to him if he flinches at that point." End quote. More positively, Christian leaders need to equip other Christians to have very difficult conversations, to be able to speak truth without breaking off relationships in their personal lives. And pastors need to faithfully and courageously perform church discipline. There are not only theological positions that are out of bounds, but also moral ones. A recent high-profile example of what I am advocating is when Archbishop Cordileone instructed Nancy Pelosi to abstain from Holy Communion due to her continued advocacy of abortion. We need to remember that, in the words of C.S. Lewis, the hardness of God is kinder than the softness of men. This might not only help to bring justice in our nation, but bring people like Pelosi to a place of repentance. Don't winsome your way into thinking that you are kinder than God. And I want to conclude with a word of hope. One of the other accusations leveled at my pieces is that people think I'm afraid.
As I read all these articles by Wood and Wren and Dreher, the thing you walk away with, how truly frightened these guys are.
No, I simply want Christians to be aware of the challenges they might likely face and to be prepared so that they are undeterred by them and support each other in them. But also, I'm inspired because I think that there are some unique evangelistic opportunities in our time. In a time of moral confusion and widespread nonsense that goes largely unchecked but is wreaking havoc on the social order and in the souls of men and women, Christians can be a voice of clarity, courage, and reason. Many are looking for answers, desperate for someone to say the same thing, to explain the good order to which we can and should conform. Christians, above all, can provide that voice. And I also want Christians to be confident in their legitimate political endeavors, to not let themselves be handicapped with the charges of culture warring and the like. I want to help us recognize the rhetorical manipulation that often hampers our actions for the common good. You see, when conservative Christians seek political influence, it's often described as culture war and politicizing Christianity. Whereas when progressive Christians do it, it's called prophetic witness and social justice. What I want to encourage Christians to do is simply embrace the framework and language of justice for the legitimate goods in the political realm that we seek. Yes, we'll continue to debate what justice is and how it is best achieved, but that is a more honest debate that we can have. So, love your neighbor, even your enemies, but recognize that there are enemies. Pursue justice, call evil evil, and don't let the world around you define what love looks like. Speak truth and stand firm.